Hey everybody, this is Lisa, aka Captain Hook Broadcast from Tumblr, aka You Brought Me Home from Tumblr, and I just wanted to make this video because the Captain Swan podcast has been on hiatus since season 7 of Once Upon a Time went on hiatus in December, and we did say in that last episode that we would be back. I know some of my podcasters wanted to know if I was going to do like a special podcast. I know we had said if there was any spoilery stuff that we might do one before the spring premiere in March, which is actually only 2 weeks away. Ooh. But there hasn't really been a lot of spoiler dish. Unlike all the other seasons in the past, this year Eddie and Adam have done a spectacular job of making sure that nobody can figure out anything. So we're kind of walking into this blind. We know a couple things, but not very much. But the biggest announcement that Adam and Eddie made, unfortunately, or fortunately for some people, is that season 7, as we all suspected, will be the last. And when May comes around, Once Upon a Time will indeed be ending for good. I know a lot of people, some people were upset, some people were resigned. I think I'm one of those that was kind of resigned because I went into this season kind of knowing that in my own mind this would probably be it, because without the core cast, I mean, I'm not saying that season 7 was horrible, but without the core cast, you know, it's very hard to pull a show without your core. And when you got so many, it's one thing if one person leaves. When you have Emma, Charming, Snow, Belle, Henry, Selena, that's 7 people gone. 3 of which are core. Well, 4 if you count Henry. So it's been a difficult road. But I think even Adam and Eddie kind of walked into this season knowing this was probably it. That's why I enjoyed watching Rogers and Tilly and the few things that I did like about this year, but I didn't really attach myself to it. I kind of, in my mind, the end of season 6 was kind of, it. But I still hope that at the end of season 7, because in one of the latest hot seat interviews, Adam and Eddie were asked point blank if any of the departed characters were going to come back for the series finale, and they said, well, we're probably going to see some familiar faces. So cross fingers, and hope we can get Jennifer. I mean, I have a feeling that if she was going to come, it would probably be Hush Hush, because that's one big, humongous surprise that they wouldn't want to spoil. And me personally, I can't imagine after this is over and, the curse is broken and everything's okay and Henry gets his family back, that he wouldn't want to go home after being gone for 10 years to see his mother and introduce her to his wife and his child so that that little girl can finally know her grandma, who she's never met. But anywho, I'm getting off the subject. Because this is the last 12 episodes, or as it were, I want you guys to be aware of the fact that the podcast is not going away. Just because the show is being canceled and this is it, does not mean the podcast is just going to be like, whatever. No. I made a promise that when even after the core characters left, I was going to keep this podcast going, and we're going to keep it going. I'm not going back on my word concerning that. This podcast will continue until the very last episode. After that, I don't know. I'm fairly certain that Colin, being as talented as he is, I would not be surprised if he was picked up very quickly for some other series. I mean, any network would be hard-pressed not to gobble him up as quickly as possible. So anything that he decides to do in the future, I will probably podcast on. So watch for that later in the future. But March 2nd is, Friday, March 2nd is the spring premiere of 7B Once Upon a Time. So And the next day, March 3rd, Saturday, we will have our usual podcast at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will make a post about that later, probably next week. So you'll have a chance to sign up if you would like. Honestly, we have a ton of spots open. We always have only like the same 3 or 4 people. So if you guys want to come, we have plenty of room, please. Once again, all I ask is that if you do want to podcast, keep it real. You know, this podcast isn't here for people to bitch about how much they hate season 7 or how much they dislike the new characters or how upset they are at the fact that the court characters are not there anymore. We're here to keep podcasting about characters that we love and that we enjoy. We're here to support Colin. We're here to support Jen and the show in general. So I want to keep it as friendly and open as possible. If you're going to try to come onto this podcast just to stir up trouble or try to use me or any of my podcasters as like a referee to try and tell anybody else on Tumblr not to post whatever they want to post or feel however they want to feel. No, I'm going to stop you right there. We are here to have fun. We are here to gush about our favorite actors and our favorite characters and support them. And that's it. So look for my post next week for signups. And we will see you guys March 3rd, 5 p.m. if you decide to join us. Bye.